Take a good look at this mushroom. It doesn't look special at all. Rough, dark, almost like a dirty potato forgotten underground for months. And yet, it can cost up to $1,000. That's the price of a brand new iPhone. This is no ordinary mushroom you'd find in a grocery store. Its rugged skin looks like tree bark, but once you slice into it, delicate white veins run through it like marble, releasing a scent that's captivated the fine dining world for centuries. This is a truffle, the most expensive mushroom in the world. Some varieties are so rare, the Italian government protects them like a national treasure. It's at the heart of a billion-dollar truffle industry, filled with secrets, fierce competition, and underground hunting missions straight out of a movie. Pound for pound, truffles can cost more than gold. Just a few paper-thin shavings can boost a dish by hundreds of dollars. In 2022, a 700-gram white truffle sold at auction in an Italian castle for $190,000, enough to buy a house. And yet, nearly 99% of Americans have never tasted a real truffle. So, why are truffles so expensive? What turned this underground fungus into a luxury obsession? This isn't just about an overpriced food. It's about a mysterious relationship with nature, a high-stakes truffle hunt, and a lie 99% of us have believed without question.
The mystery underground. To understand truffles, let's start with the name. The word truffle comes from the Latin word tuber, meaning swelling. Since ancient times, humans have been fascinated by this underground mushroom, to the point of calling it a gift from the gods. The ancient Egyptians believed truffles were divine food. The Roman writer Pliny the Elder thought truffles were created by Zeus himself, formed when lightning struck moist earth. To them, this rare mushroom was a sacred treasure from the heavens. By the 17th century, the obsession reached new heights. King Louis XIV of France, the Sun King, was so enchanted by the flavor of truffles that he ordered royal gardeners to figure out how to grow them in the palace gardens of Versailles. To him, truffles were just as precious as diamonds, and that obsession gave birth to one of the most legendary ingredients in the world, the black winter truffle, also called the Black Diamond of France. But even a king couldn't control truffles, and here's why. Because truffles can't survive alone. A truffle is the fruit of a fungus that grows entirely underground, and it can only exist in a symbiotic relationship with the roots of specific trees like oak, hazelnut, and chestnut trees.
The truffle's underground mycelium, a massive web of thread-like roots, helps the tree absorb minerals and water from deep in the soil. In return, the tree provides sugar and energy from photosynthesis.
It's a perfect exchange between species, but nearly impossible to recreate. Even with modern science, cultivating truffles is like playing the lottery. Farmers inject tree saplings with truffle spores and wait 3, 5, sometimes 10 years with no guarantee they'll ever harvest a single truffle. It's a 10-year investment based on hope. And there's another challenge. Truffles only grow in very specific places. A few regions on Earth, like Piedmont in Italy, Périgord in France, or the Motovan forest in Croatia, have the right climate, rich soil, and ancient forests where truffles thrive. Even there, white truffles and black truffles only grow for a few short weeks a year. That extreme rarity makes truffles so expensive. And even today, the best way to get them isn't farming, it's hunting. a treasure hunt deep in the woods for a prize buried under the dirt. But to find them, you don't use your eyes, you use your nose. Or more accurately, a dog's nose.
The risky hunt for truffles. If truffles can't be farmed the usual way, humans must rely on nature. And that's where a one-of-a-kind method was born. Truffle hunting. But not with your eyes, with your nose. Because truffles grow deep underground, just a few inches below the surface. You won't see them sticking out of the soil. No leaves, no stems, no signs at all. But they do give off one clue, a powerful scent. That smell is the key. And for centuries, the key to unlocking it didn't belong to humans. It belonged to pigs. That's right. Female pigs were once the gold standard of truffle hunters. Why? Because the scent of mature truffles is nearly identical to a natural hormone produced by male pigs. To a sow, the smell is irresistible. She sniffs it out quickly and digs furiously, like it's the love of her life. But there was a major problem. Pigs don't just find truffles, they eat them. And a full-grown pig weighing 200 pounds doesn't exactly tread gently through the forest. Today, the job belongs to specially trained truffle hunting dogs. They're smart, obedient, easier to handle, and most importantly, they don't eat the treasure. But training a truffle dog isn't easy. It takes months of patient teaching, clever rewards, and practice in real conditions. Even then, there's never a guarantee you'll find anything underground. The hunt often starts at dawn or late at night, when the cool, damp air carries scent more easily. The hunter and their dog walk miles through the forest, relying completely on instinct and trust. Then it happens. The dog stops, sniffs, digs. The scent is real. Dig too fast, and you risk damaging the truffle. Even a small scratch can lower its value by hundreds of dollars. Every truffle found is a win. A perfect mix of animal instinct, human skill, and nature's generosity. Sometimes the hunter uncovers a jackpot, a giant white truffle worth thousands. Other days, they come home empty-handed. But the hunt isn't always peaceful. Because truffles are so expensive, an underground world of crime has formed around them. Each year, stories emerge about truffle thieves with night vision goggles raiding farms. Hunters are stalked, ambushed, and worst of all, their dogs, their most precious partners, are stolen or poisoned. Some rival hunters leave pieces of meat laced with toxins deep in the woods to take out competing dogs. It's cruel, heartbreaking. A top truffle dog can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But for the hunter, it's more than money. It's a friend, a partner, a family member. And behind every delicate shaving of truffle mushroom on a Michelin-starred dish, there's a story of risk, heartbreak, and sometimes survival.
The royal bloodlines of truffles. In the world of truffles, there's a secret hierarchy, a kind of royal family tree. Each type of truffle carries its own title, its own status, and its own unique personality. And just like royalty, their power comes from rarity, aroma, and season. At the very top sits the white truffle of Alba, the undisputed king of all truffles. It only grows in the fall, deep in the ancient forests of Piedmont, Italy, near the town of Alba. Its skin is pale and rough, but its smell is legendary. One large, round Alba truffle releases a scent so intense it feels almost magical. Earthy, garlicky, buttery, with hints of honey, aged cheese, and vintage wine. Some say it's addictive. One bite and you're hooked for life. Shaved raw over scrambled eggs, fresh pasta, or creamy risotto, it turns a simple dish into a royal banquet. And it's never cooked because heat destroys its noble fragrance. Like a fine perfume, it's added last, with reverence. No wonder this truffle is a favorite of billionaires, Michelin chefs, and world leaders. Its price? Up to $7,000 per kilogram, $4,000 per pound. In 2022, one single Alba truffle sold for $190,000. That's enough to buy a house. This is why it's known as the king of truffles. Next in line is the black winter truffle, also called the Périgord truffle from southern France. Nicknamed the Black Diamond, it's beloved by top fine dining chefs. Its outer skin is rough and dark, but inside it reveals white marble-like veins. The scent is bold and mysterious, like wet forest soil, bitter chocolate, and a hint of musk. Unlike its white cousin, the black winter truffle loves a little heat. Cooking it gently brings out its full, deep flavor. You'll find this truffle in dishes like beef Wellington, scrambled eggs, or foie gras. A few thin shavings are enough to elevate a meal to Michelin-star level. Its price? Around $2,000 per kilo, about $1,000 per pound. Still luxurious, but more reachable for passionate chefs and food lovers. But not everyone can visit a Michelin restaurant. Luckily, there are gateway truffles for people who want to experience this world without breaking the bank. Enter the Burgundy truffle, also known as the autumn truffle. It grows in fall across parts of France and Central Europe. It has a gentle scent, nutty, woody, with soft notes of dark chocolate and hay. Its outer skin is still black, but the inside is lighter, like milk chocolate, with thick tree ring-like veins. It pairs beautifully with creamy soups, eggs, or buttery sauces, dishes that let its subtle charm shine. Its price? Around $1,800 per kilogram, about $800 per pound. Still luxurious, but more reachable for upscale restaurants or home cooks who want a royal touch on a noble budget. And then there's the summer truffle, the most common and accessible member of the family. Found in Italy, Spain, and even Croatia, it grows during the dry, warm summer months. Because the soil is harder and the season is tougher, these truffles are smaller and lighter in scent. But they still carry that signature truffle vibe, mild, nutty, and delicate. Inside, they're pale brown with soft, cream-colored manes, like coffee with milk. They're ideal for salads, pizzas, or creamy pasta. And the price? Just $660 per kilogram, about $300 per pound. This is the perfect entry ticket for anyone starting their truffle journey. From the silky, golden Alba white fit for kings to the humble summer truffle bringing fine dining home, each truffle has its own soul, its own flavor, and its place in the great family of luxury food.
The Art of Eating Truffles. In the world of fine dining, eating truffles is not just a meal. It's a ritual, a three-stage journey into the soul of luxury ingredients. Stage 1. Purity. Here, everything on the plate is simple. No heavy sauces, no overpowering spices. Just a few drops of olive oil, a pinch of sea salt, and thin, delicate shavings of black diamond truffle. Imagine a plate of beef carpaccio, raw, silky, and cold. You take a bite and boom, the earthy scent of truffle hits you. Bitter chocolate, forest soil, a whisper of garlic. It doesn't taste oily or fatty. It's rich but clean, like a creamy fog that disappears before you can grab it. Subtle, mysterious, addictive. Stage 2. harmony. Now picture a steaming plate of pasta or buttery scrambled eggs. The chef walks over. With a metal slicer, he shaves white truffle paper thin right on top. Instantly, the room fills with that wild scent. The heat helps the aroma rise. The butter, the cheese, they hold the scent like a perfume on warm skin. Stage 3. Explosion. This is where chefs break the rules. They go all out, creating dishes with truffle and other luxury ingredients to shock and impress. A perfect example? Foie gras seared until golden, topped with black winter truffle. Or the legendary beef Wellington, where mushroomed excels and truffle become a royal armor around the beef. But even in these wild creations, one rule stays sacred. Heat is the enemy of truffle fragrance. So truffle is never cooked directly. It's added last, like finishing a symphony with the perfect note. Not everyone loves truffles the first time. The flavor is strong, strange, very adult. But once you fall in love, you never go back. In Italy, France, or even New York, people pay hundreds, sometimes thousands for meals with just a few slices of real truffle. Not for their stomach, but for their mind. From purity to explosion, every truffle taste test is a journey, a Michelin-starred food ritual, not just dinner. Because truffles aren't just food. They're a living treasure, and to eat them is to honor nature with your tongue, your nose, and your soul.
The hidden truth about the truffle world, behind those beautiful truffle shavings on your risotto, lies a world not everyone knows about. A world that smells like earth, but also like money, lies, and power. Let's start with something shocking. Most of what people think is truffle flavor has never even touched a real truffle. Take a walk through any grocery store. You'll see truffle oil, truffle salt, truffle butter. Sounds fancy, right? But here's the secret. Almost none of them contain actual truffle. Instead, companies use a chemical called 2,4-dithiapentane, a synthetic compound made in a lab. It smells like white truffle, but it's not. It's a truffle oil scam. But the fakes don't stop there. There's a black market for truffles. Yes, a real one. Cheap, low-quality truffles from China, with barely any scent, are smuggled into Europe. These truffles are cleaned, dyed, and sometimes even soaked in chemical aroma. Then they're mixed with real ones and sold at crazy prices. Even trained chefs can have a hard time telling the difference unless they smell or taste carefully. And at the very top of the truffle world, there's something even stranger, the power game. Some Michelin-star restaurants will pay insane amounts for one large Alba white truffle just to have their name appear in the news. Some billionaires buy an entire season's harvest just to host private dinner parties at their mansion. For them, it's not food, it's a trophy. So we've come to the end of our journey. From misty oak forests in Europe to Michelin-starred kitchens to shady markets and luxury dinner tables. You've seen how truffles go way beyond taste. They are rare gifts of nature, the result of years of patience, risky hunts, and even silent battles behind the scenes. A single thin slice can unlock a whole new universe of flavor. And now, we want to hear from you. Which truffle would you want to try first? The wild, floral white Alba? The deep, mysterious black winter? Or the friendly and light summer truffle? And tell us this, if you had $1,000 in your pocket, would you splurge on a once-in-a-lifetime truffle dinner? Or buy a brand new iPhone instead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll pin the most interesting answers. And if you love discovering the crazy truths behind the world's most expensive things, from luxury foods to bizarre billion-dollar objects, hit that like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. Because the world is full of surprises. And here at Why So Expensive, we're just getting started.